Nancy. Now, while this hearing was going on, we also had some other breaking news out of Washington here. A long-awaited report by the Justice Department on the Russia investigation was just released. The Justice Department's Inspector General finding no evidence of political bias when the FBI opened up its probe of the Trump campaign ties to Russia. However, the report did find a number of errors when the Bureau applied to conduct surveillance of a Trump campaign aide. This report also puncturing many of the conspiracy theories that surrounded this. Catherine Herridge is at the Department of Justice, where she has been speaking with officials. Catherine?
Well, thank you, Nora. This is a massive report, about 440 pages in length. The Justice Department's internal watchdog found that the FBI was on solid ground when it opened the July 2016 counterintelligence investigation into alleged contacts between Russian officials and the Trump campaign. After reviewing more than 1 million records and conducting more than 100 witness interviews, Inspector General Michael E. Horowitz was harshly critical of the FBI, finding, quote, significant inaccuracies and omissions in the 4 surveillance warrant applications for Trump campaign aide Carter Page. And while Horowitz said investigators did not find, quote, documentary or testimonial evidence of intentional misconduct, his teams did not receive, quote, satisfactory explanations. Also, within the last couple of hours, we've had a highly unusual and rare statement from the U.S. Attorney in Connecticut, John Durham. He is running a separate investigation into the origins of the FBI's Russia probe, and Durham has said publicly on the record that he does not agree with this key finding that the FBI was on solid ground in July of 2016 when it opened the counterintelligence investigation. And within the last few minutes, we've also received a statement from Attorney General William Barr, and it reads in part, the Inspector General's report now makes clear that the FBI launched an intrusive investigation of the U.S. presidential campaign on the thinnest of suspicions that, in my view, were insufficient to justify the steps taken. And this, of course, will not be the last word. Inspector General Horowitz will testify on Wednesday during a public session in the Senate, Nora.
So clarify what that means then. The Inspector General saying that it was based on solid ground, and the Attorney General of the United States saying it was the thinnest of suspicions and insufficient?
That's right. What we're seeing here is that there is a lot of daylight between the finding of the Justice Department watchdog and the Attorney General, William Barr, as to whether there was sufficient evidence or a proper predicate to open the investigation. You're quite right. The Inspector General found FBI was on solid ground, but the Attorney General is certainly suggesting that he thinks the evidence was very thin, Nora.
Catherine Herridge at the Department of Justice, who will have a full wrap-up tonight on the CBS Evening News. And welcome to the CBS team, Catherine.
Thank you.